So this video is for all of you lash technicians who are really confused as to whether you should be patch testing your clients or not. So I bet some of you that are watching this are really confused because you sometimes have your insurance company say, follow the guidance of your manufacturer, and your manufacturer or lash supplier will say, follow the guidelines of your insurance company. So you're left in limbo as to what to do. Now here is my advice. You don't have to take it, but after 13 years in the industry, this is what I do. I patch test every new client, and it's not just a patch test, it's a consultation as well. So there's a lot that goes on in the half an hour that I see them for. And for me, if a client doesn't want to turn up to a patch test so that I can meet them, I can go through their needs, they might not be the best fit for me. And I've never actually had a client that didn't want to come for a patch test. Now, interestingly, I patch test for every single product that I use on the client. So although my insurance company only says that I need to patch test for the glue, I know more about lashes and allergies than my insurance company. So I'm going to do everything I can to protect my clients. So I'm going to patch test them for the pads, the cleanser, the primer, the pH balancer, any debonder I might have to use, super bonder, things like that, because who's to know that they might not show an irritation to that product, not just the lash glue. Now, you might hear the argument where people say that because you're exposed for such a short period and such minimal products at a patch test, it doesn't really give you a true result. And I absolutely agree with this. It doesn't really show you what's going to happen. And if you've got a new client that's never really had lashes before, intolerances build up over time, so it's very rare. But you're better to be safe than sorry. This is what I say. And also your clients can get to feel what the pads feel like, what the products that you use in them are like, and all of that. So here's a very quick story. I did a friend of the family's lashes about a month ago, and I didn't do lash glue on her. Like, I didn't do our strong lash glue on her. I was gonna put some cluster lashes on her using a cluster lash glue. So she's never come to me for lashes before. So anyway, she came to me. We didn't do a patch test. She was just a friend. I was putting glue on her that you can get in the drugstore in our local Boots here in the UK. Anyway, so she laid on the couch. I couldn't even put a pad on her. I went to put a pad on her. She literally moved away from me like this, and I was like, okay. Anyway, I managed to get pads on her, and then she was squinting her eyes and pulling the pads in, and then literally her eyes were having a party. So the minute I tried to put a lash on her, her eyes were going like this, like that. And after 20 minutes, I said, I can't lash you. Your eyes need to be still. Imagine if that had been a real client that hadn't patch tested them, I would have lost a whole lash appointment because of that. And I had that before. I had a girl once, oh God, this is probably back in 2013. She had Bell's palsy, so one of her eyes didn't close fully. I'd never seen her for a patch test. When she came, I'd obviously booked out 2 hours for her, couldn't lash her because her eye wouldn't close. So that was back then, 45, 50 pounds that I lost because I had to send her away. So my patch test also forms a consultation where I see whether that client is going to be suitable, because you might have a client turn up that's got like no lashes, the eye doesn't close, their eyes flicker too much, they can't lay down, all of that. Imagine if you booked out a full set to them and you've never seen them before, you're going to lose a lot of money. So although half an hour to actually see a client for a patch test might seem like a waste, actually it's going to save your backside in the long run. And I've learned this over the years. Now, it also means that when they're here, I can have a good look at them, I can take photographs of them, I can go away between their patch test and their full set to do the mapping so that when they arrive, I'm good to go. I've got my lashes set up here, I've got my lash map next to me. I don't waste any time. They come in, sign the paperwork, check everything's fine, then we're good to go. It's because I've done all of that prep prior to that. So for me, not only does this streamline my business, it also protects me and it protects my clients. So like I said, so some of you, might have insurances that say don't patch test. Guys, just do it. Take that half an hour out of your day to patch test your client for every single product because they could show an intolerance. And also to meet that client, first of all, put them at ease, show them the lashes. You get to see what their lashes are like. You know what you're getting when that client turns up. And also that client has been to you before, so they know where to park, they know how to find you, they know how long it took to get there. So technically they won't really, a lot of the time, be late unless they're caught in traffic because they know exactly the setup that they're coming to. So anyway, I hope that helps. That is what I've learned over 13 years of doing this. You don't have to do that. Find your way that works for you. Just make sure that you are safe, make sure that you're covered legally. And if you obviously have any questions, please put them in the comments or feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media channels, which are eyelashexcellence.com. Lots of other videos on YouTube and Instagram, and don't forget to check out my products over on the website eyelashexcellence.com, all sourced by myself, cosmetic grade UK made lash liquids and glues, because I was seriously intolerant to lash adhesives back in 2014 because I didn't know I was being exposed to low grade ones. Anyway, it's a different story. But anyway, yes, come and check all of that out, and thank you ever so much for watching, and I really do hope that helps.